9:35. Welcome back. J.B Robillard is here from Robillard Hearing Centers, answering questions on Ask the Expert. We do have a couple of questions to get to right now. Fiona is on the telephone. Good morning, Fiona. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you, Kurt?
Very good. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays to you, and I love that you're a fellow maritimer.
Oh, thank you.
All right. I have a question, though. I believe I have self-diagnosed myself as having tinnitus or tinnitus.
Right.
Different ways. And I have this constant hearing, it's a ringing in my ear.
Right.
It's nonstop. I've had it since I was a child.
Right.
Is there a cure for that?
Is there a cure for tinnitus? I don't think there is, JB. I think that'd be a stretch to say there's a cure.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the cause. You know.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if it's associated with something that's, or if it's associated with the middle ear, then very often that can be corrected, or it can dissipate over time.
Yeah.
However, if it's inner ear related, typically there isn't a solution.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do, I think, did you also mention that you were getting some discomfort in the ear?
She has a bit of pain in her ear.
Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, I would suggest just coming into one of our clinics and getting evaluated and just try to get some direction.
Fiona, you don't have to live with the issues that go along with it. Really, you can get some relief.
Of course, yeah.
Right? And from pain or the actual ringing.
Absolutely. If there's any discomfort in the ear, I would.
But to say there's a cure would be a stretch, I think, because you have equipment that can adjust things so you're not overpowered by the ringing in your ears.
That's right. I mean, but tinnitus can be caused by something as simple as earwax on the eardrum.
Really?
Which can be very uncomfortable, of course. So,
right.
Again,
which you know what, can build up tremendously. People really don't understand it until you go to see a doctor or a hearing specialist about this, and then you're like, wow, the things that can happen inside your ear are crazy.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Is it Catherine? We have Catherine on the telephone? Yes. Catherine, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Season's greetings.
And same to you. Same to you. What's your question today?
Please, I have a friend of 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
He fell down at one point in time and lost hearing in his right ear.
Okay.
The impact was, I don't know what it did, but it did what it did.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's had some sort of flu, and he lost his partial hearing from his left ear.
Yes.
So he's pretty well deaf.
Yeah, he's not hearing much these days.
No. He actually, if you go with him and in a day, I've learned he's learned how to lip read.
Yeah. Which is a common thing. Thank you for your question, Catherine. Which is a common thing for people to do, right? Who lose their hearing on a severe basis.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
They learn. They teach themselves.
That's right. They become dependent on visual cues. That's not. That's not uncommon.
Now he's got their friend, Catherine's friend, obviously has a couple of situations.
Mm-hmm.
Trauma to the head can cause hearing loss. There's no question about that.
That's right.
And illnesses can also lead to hearing loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that sounds like a significant impairment. For someone that has no residual hearing remaining in an ear, there are some technologies that we can use, and what we typically employ is a system that's called a bicross or a cross hearing aid.
Yeah.
And what that does is we would just basically insert a hearing aid on the dead side, on the impaired ear, and the instrument would then transmit sound wirelessly to the other ear, to the functional ear.
Right.
And so that would just give the patient some just greater recognition of their environment and a little bit of a binaural hearing ability. So it's typically a significant improvement.
The thing that I want to impress on people more than anything is I've had a hearing test, and I know what it's like, and it's really not that difficult. It's not that intrusive.
That's right.
And it's worth doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the first step. I think that people may have a bit of a fear when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Or they don't know that maybe they should do that, and that's what you do.
That's exactly what we do, and I think you're right. I mean, nobody likes to be evaluated. I think. I think that's what
they
it comes
fear
down
the worst,
to.
right?
That's right. That's right. And so really, with the hearing evaluation, you're absolutely right. It's not an intrusive test at all.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really take a major commitment of time either.
No.
It's very simple to do, and what it does essentially, it just gives you direction. If you feel that you're experiencing hearing loss, if you're beginning to notice a little bit of loss of audibility, then a hearing test is just going to, it's going to resolve some questions for you and give you a little bit of direction, and also establish a baseline so that if there is any kind of development in your hearing ability, at least you have a reference point, you understand where you're at, and it just allows you to keep on top of it, certainly.
Certainly evident from our questions today that people, obviously have issues and they need to address them with an expert, and that's the important thing we can stress today. We're out of time, but JB, I want to wish you the very best of the season to you and your family, and we'll see you in the new year, because we're pretty excited about that show in Vegas, that technology show, and we'll see what happens out of that.
That's right. Great.
We'll see you in the new year.
Thanks very much.
J.B Robillard here from Robillard Hearing Centers on Ask the Expert. Get in touch with them, folks. I mean, make it a New Year's resolution. If you have hearing issues or some close family member does, get them in there so they can have it evaluated and see where you go from there. 9:41. We're going to a commercial break from here, but we'll be back with more of the program right after this.